attention, everyone, because all our lives will depend upon it. Now, this harmful-looking powder is called chlorid, and alone it is harmless. But when it is added to the sulfur and the charcoal that we have in our vats, it is anything but. Think of it as like adding a baby to a marriage. All was ordered and calm, and now there's this thing that demands attention. Stops you sleeping, belches, farts, screams, and she's only going to make this process more louder and wilder, more insane, more impractical. And the only way to keep this enterprise from erupting in a giant explosion the size of Mauritius are these and dedication. Because from now on, until the powder is complete, we have to stir continuously.
In the scene that you just saw me reenact, I played a character known as Greg Colmany in the show called Taboo. He's a chemist, and what he's trying to do is he is trying to make gunpowder in a very short amount of time, but still have it be very highly explosive. To do this, he uses the French experiment. Now, Greg is not very fond of this, as you can clearly see in the reenactment. He's very careful with this experiment, because it has shown in the past to be very disastrous. One such thing can be dated back all the way to 78, where the first trial was commenced by Claude Berthollet, the French chemist, who was using saltpeter and chlorid as the way to make this new gunpowder. Of course, upon making it, it had disastrous results. But still, people realized how powerful this was, so they still went out and tried it. Some being successful, some blowing up and having their pieces scattered across the floor.
Saltpeter, another name for potassium nitrate and a key component of gunpowder, is a chemical that can be produced naturally under certain rare conditions. Traditional saltpeter making recipes involved mixing animal manure with urine, straw, and ash, and leaving the mixture to ripen for the good part of a year before filtering it. This was known as the French method. Once you've got your organic material, the straw, manure, etc., it's important to keep it in a solid bottom, impermeable container that won't allow the precious urine to escape into the ground. This website also advises making this saltpeter, forming a bed as large as possible, since this is a process that doesn't yield a whole lot of saltpeter, the bigger the better. For this reason, among many others, it's advisable to do this outdoors. Depending on how hot or cold your local weather is, the process could take up to a year. Once complete, the resulting mixture will need to be leached with water to create a liquid called saltpeter lye, which can finally be boiled down to extract the saltpeter crystals.
In order to create potassium nitrate, you will need a few ingredients: manure from cows, chickens, and pigeons, human or bat urine, plus some straw and ash. These ingredients will need to be mixed and allowed to soak and ferment for some time to create the potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate is important for the making of gunpowder as it is very easily ignited and burns fast and hot.
The chemical formula shows what happens when you mix potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter, with solid carbon and sulfur. Once the reaction has been started by combining potassium nitrate, carbon, and sulfur, it will generate heat, causing the potassium nitrate to release oxygen, which then burns the sulfur and carbon. It is important to note that the carbon is provided by the charcoal in this instance. What makes this combination crucial is the fact that while solid carbon and charcoal take up comparatively little space, these same things in gas forms take up much more space. So almost immediately, something that was happy taking up just a tiny space now wants to occupy a space 2,000 times bigger. To kick off the reaction, all that's needed is an initial spark because of the gas's desire to take up so much more space. In this case, charcoal and sulfur are acting as the fuels, while the saltpeter is the oxidizer.
And rub it.